Hey Taurus, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for August 21st, 2024. This is for Taurus. Last shuffle here for Taurus. Let's see what's going on. So we have the healing light here and we have enchanted energy. Well, fragmented energy. Did I say enchanted energy? Okay. I saw enchanted out of nowhere. And yeah, okay. So that was channeled. Enchanted ones. Truly. Healing light tells me that there's a lot of stuff that needs healing, especially when it comes to um, being torn here. There's like a lot of loose ends. This is like past stuff from childhood. They're bringing up childhood here. Six of Cups is always like a childhood thing. There's a lot of deep diving that you may feel you need to do. It looks like with the Hermit here. Uh-oh. With the Hermit here coming out, this is talking about looking back over your past, but not necessarily looking at it like, oh my gosh, this is so sad. This is so messed up. It's almost as though you may be, what's fragmenting you is that you may be isolating yourself a little bit and maybe not remembering things all the way. You know what I mean? Like some of it may be jumbled. Like, is that a memory or is that something that I imagined it was? You know what I mean? Not saying that you imagined your childhood, but you know how like there's some memories. This is why the past is so dim. When it comes to light, no kidding. Present moment is so bright. The future is dark because you can't really predict the future only up to certain points, right? You could take a few steps and then predict certain parts of the future. But when it comes to the past, that's like candlelight. Because I mean, it's back there. You can't do anything about it, but at the same time, the present takes precedence over whatever happened back then. And it just looks like for some of you, you could find yourself losing your way if you focus a lot on the past. It's time to move forward and imagine a brighter future because the Hermit is saying that it's like there's no lessons really according to all of this because the Hermit flipped out on my lap or reversed, and so that's like saying there's no lessons back there. There's nothing that you need to take with you on your journey, right? It's like that's the end of that journey, and you got a new one coming. You're stepping into a new day, and for some people they do need to resolve some childhood issues, but they're saying that a lot of your childhood is being jumbled up in assumption, misinformation. Not saying that you're missing, like you're the one misinforming people, but you may have been misinformed a little bit, and spirits like you don't need to worry about that if you're being misinformed in general. They're saying with the Knight of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Eight of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles, they're saying that healing light, it's only what you make it, right? Whatever energy you put into freeing yourself from that past, because what ends up happening is like it seems like you may have been misled or misguided as a child. So maybe some of the things you remember, which this has happened to me, and I'm not trying to throw myself in here. I'm just trying to give you, I guess, something to bounce off of to maybe understand what I mean, because sometimes I know I'm just like throwing it off the cuff, but um, it's almost like I know when I was young, I used to hear things from adults, and they would retell me the story multiple times, but in their from their perspective. And I knew at certain points, like that's not true. That didn't happen that exactly the way they're saying it. But as you get older, you start to really kind of like ascribe to whatever it was that they were saying. Like, yeah, it was that way because they said it so many times, and then you forget the version. Say you're 5, you don't remember if they keep saying, no, that was the day the Easter Bunny was there. You're just like, I don't remember no doggone Easter Bunny. And then by the time you're 10 and 11, oh yeah, the time the Easter Bunny was there. It's like you're regurgitating back what they said to you. And so that's what this looks like almost, is that some of your memories may be jumbled up with the fantasy of another person, which could be your parents or older siblings or grandparents or aunts or uncles or something. And it's like they've been telling you something so many times. The Knight of Pentacles means I've been told this many times. Like it's to the point where that's the path that I'm leading to whenever I start talking about this story. That it's almost like they gave a negative spin to something that wasn't as bad as it seemed. And so holding on to that as some kind of thing that you need to heal from is throwing you off your path because it's not nearly as bad as what has been portrayed to you, if that makes sense. Um, they're saying the healing light with the Knight of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Three of Pentacles, and Eight of Swords is just that. It's freeing yourself from something that is sabotaging you, because you may start to expect certain behaviors or certain things based on what you were told, right? And they're saying that it was built, like there was some kind of memories in your space that was built. They were fantasies. Somebody built them for you. Somebody told you these things. You may not remember it that way, like, no, I distinctly remember. And then when you really really let yourself think, you're like, no, my mom told me that, my dad told me that, my sibling told me that that was what it was. How do I remember that? And then you try to really research and think of the memory, you can't remember jack. And then if you actually have video, which if you're anything like my family, man, they had VHS tapes at every birthday and all this crap, and you remember it one way, then you see the video like, oh, I was a little mean that day. My bad. Um, they're like, oh, you were this way and that way. No, I wasn't. I remember this at the 30. You look back, you're like, oh yeah, okay, maybe I was a little, maybe I did do, and so there's something here about some situation wasn't nearly as bad as you remember it because of what was being told to you. Um, and then on top of that, your memory as a child, you know how if you don't know what certain things are referencing, you may imagine what that is. And of course, I'm gonna share a story, but I remember watching Trading Places. Right, I'm 5 years old. I think I was 5 or 6. I had no idea because I lived in, like, we're West Indian, right? I'm first born American and Indian and such. So we're watching Trading Places, and I don't know any of the racial, like, the nuances. I didn't know what they meant. And so he was saying, "Oh, look, a Negro," and I was like, "You will look at Eddie Murphy, and he's on his knees, right?" So I'm thinking, "Oh, he's one of those people that grows from off of his knees." So that was my idea of something. So if you were to say later on something, I would reference to what my limited knowledge was as a child. Oh my gosh, I told my grandmother, one time, oh, this person is brown, but they're not a Negro. And she was like, what is that? And I told her, and she almost crashed the car laughing at me, like, what? You don't know that that is a term? I'm like, no, I didn't know. But anyhow, I digress as usual. I apologize. I'm saying this to say that sometimes you just don't know. Like, you might think that certain things grow on trees because somebody said, oh, money doesn't grow on trees, but it's paper, and paper comes from trees. And you're just like, oh, well, maybe there's a money tree out there, or there is an actual tree called a money tree. And you might, as a child, go, oh, there's a tree that coins fall off of. So there's something here about you're understanding limited knowledge as a child, and someone telling you things, and you're misremembering something. So they're asking you to leave the past in the past because it's derailing you, and if something was not nearly as bad as you thought it was, and also too, it's holding you back, it's imprisoning you. So I took the longest route to the shortest answer, and I apologize, but I just had to give you what was there. New supportive connections, Ten of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. These people are investing in your fears. So if you have fears, these people want to invest in ending that for you, or putting this to rest. There may be some people around you that are saying, no, that wasn't what it was. But their energy is fearful. It's very fearful. Um, they're supportive, or they may have always been around you, but they're not helping you build the legacy that you want. They're more so, it seems like, paying into these negative thoughts and emotions that you have about things you need to heal from the past. So be very careful when it comes to certain people that are like, I support you 100%. They may still harp on a certain thing that you need to kind of let go of, just turn the chapter on. So we have a teacher here, Ten of Cups, and the World. Ooh. This person has shown you how it's important sometimes. This may be a family member or someone, yeah, this may be a family member or someone that's a little bit more advanced in life that showed you how to find happiness because they left everybody. They walked away. They were like, I'll come back when y'all get it together, but I'm not going to, this isn't helping me. So this person may have shown you something. This teacher energy, they're coming off as a family member, but they're also coming off as someone who is advanced in their life after leaving the family. They may be showing you this may be the person to go to clear something up, but you don't really want to clear anything up, to be honest with you. This person is maybe the one to tell you, you know, who contributed to this self-sabotaging energy that is prevailing in a family unit. And but spirit wants you to let the past be the past, let it go. You have a lot of things ending that spirit wants ended because you have new beginnings here, right? And the past holding you back or holding something up. I don't know who this is for, but they want to give you this message. It is all earth energy that I'm seeing here, which means that, you know, there's something solid in walking away from whatever this is. Something solid about it, you know. So you could be dealing with a Virgo or Capricorn very strongly, or another Taurus. And if you're not dealing with these signs, well, Taurus is definitely in your chart, but the other signs could also be. All right. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.